Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'll be discussing some brief thoughts on Episode 8 of the anime series, Dansai Bunri no Crime Edge, or The Severing Crime Edge. And I was left pretty intrigued by the end of this episode because the two major factors in it were a pretty big revelation as to what the group gossip really is, or at least what is on the face of the group gossip. You know, we've heard this group mentioned time and time again, and it's taken on a very sort of nefarious and ominous, foreboding sense that this is a group of people who enjoys pitting together authors and insteads against not only each other but specifically against Kiri and Iwai, the Hair Queen, Kiri being her protectorate in a way, and because he is an author, he does wield a killing good and so forth, but he's made it his mission to save her and protect her, and so it seems like gossip has been in the shadows, on the sidelines, pitting these people together and just loving the show. That is the outcome of their basically backlashing against each other. And in this, it seems as though, and there's a nice piece of dialogue that pretty much summarizes how I feel as a viewer. I forget whether it's Kiri or Y who mentions it, but that these people are largely not aware of what the hell they're even surrounded by. It seems like all the people that are in this big grandiose party that they were invited to last episode and that they're going to in this episode, it's largely a bunch of novices with not all the information. They're just there for a good time and a good show. And a very sort of dumbed down version of what I assumed gossip to be. And it seems like what also Kiri and Y assumed it to be. And so when they go to this place, it looks like a big fancy ball at a hotel and stuff like that. And there's a play going on which is telling the story of Iwai in a sense, although I think it was more accurate to say it was one of her ancestors, the story of one of her ancestors being told, but essentially leading up to her being the Hair Queen and everything, kind of a flashback on stage. And of course they're basically brought to the back where they're then thrust out on stage for the next part of the act. And this is the big secondary part of this episode, which is another showdown with Nakajima Seigi, the rule book, as he's known. This is the guy who's all about judgment and law and basically punishing all of the really bad authors and murderers and stuff. But he's got his sights on Kiri, and I have to wonder if there's an extension of that, which if he were able to best Kiri, he would go after Iwai and try to get some kind of, wishes granted and stuff, which goes along with the mythology. But we basically have this showdown on stage. He has to wear fur, Kiri's costume and everything, and then we see Y caged, and out comes the rule book, out comes the noose. But Kiri is pretty much thunderstruck. He is launching himself, going after Nakajima and slicing him. And then there comes a point where it seems like, checkmate. It seems like Kiri is gone. He's basically dead. And we get some snippets of an interesting character in the crowd watching this as well, a blonde with crimson eyes that I'm sure has to be, another author or instead or something, knows more about what's going on than she lets on. But, basically by the end we're left with this cliffhanger. It seems like Kiri is dead. But we know better because, of course, we see that the blood comes flying out of Nakajima, which must indicate that he's soon to be gone. He's soon to be offed. And if he's gone, the power will basically die right there and Kiri will be set free. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to be next, and I was kind of put off by the fact that the Bio and Zaka sisters just sat there watching this. I know they don't really, want to help Kiri and stuff like that, but they've kind of come to his rescue. So why were they just standing there watching this? Are they trying not to tip their hat that they're there? I don't know, but a very intriguing episode with more questions begging, and I can't wait to see what happens next week. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this episode if you've seen it, and yeah. That'll be pretty much it for me, and I'll catch you later. Peace.